Capricorn, March of 2025 is going to bring travel, home relationship changes, relationship changes, and travel changes, or maybe local community and neighborhood changes. Yeah, some of you could move your home in the month of March. We're going to break down how this looks for you, Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. You're listening for your sun sign today. If you're listening for career purpose, your moon is definitely about your home and home life, and your rising sign is any part of your life because it is you in the simulation playing the gameplay or the avatar, like the simulation avatar. So it's your character in the game of life. Now, they're going to go ahead and we're going to talk a little bit about how this month unfolds. Most importantly, those eclipses are massively important, especially the April eclipse, which could definitely relocate your home and change where you live. And there is definitely some changes connected to distant travel, foreign travel, or just journeys in general. And if you've been in a relationship challenge of any kind over the last few months, starting in September, there's some definitive directions that long-term committed love stories can go. We'll talk about how that looks too. We're going to break this whole month down in chronological week by week order. And so take some notes or come back to this video later and see what has transpired. And I'm very happy to see you here. If you're new, welcome. My name is Lori Lothe, and we're using the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign houses. And those fixed stars and minor asteroids are a big cup of tea in my thing. I love them in my astrology. And when you subscribe to this channel or follow me, put your notification bell on, I put out like all signs content, 3 videos a week, weekly, monthlies, but also updates on what's going on with other events in the sky. So check it out. Come to my channel, see if you like it. I'd love to have you here. And if you're one of my regulars and you haven't subscribed yet, that little button called subscribe makes a big deal in the growth of the channel. Thank you. Now, the only thing I want to tell you about before I dive into your week ahead, your month ahead, I apologize, is I am doing my Venus retrograde class. She retrogrades on March the 1st, and she will be retrograde through to mid-April. And that's a big deal. We haven't seen this particular type of retrograde energy since 2017. And we're going to talk about how to use this, use it or lose it, Capricorns. There's something you could do with this energy that's very profound. And it's definitely once in a lifetime, first in a lifetime, because of the sextile to Pluto now firmly established in Aquarius. It's going to have a huge difference in anything you've ever known before. So if you want to join my class, it's 6 weekly lives, replays available, every second week Q&A at different times to accommodate different time zones, collaging party live for those who can make it on one of the weeks. We're also having a Facebook group, and it's going to be fun and it's going to be informative. It's going to help you navigate the general energy of how to deal with your sky. You'll learn astrology in this class and understand the transit of Venus through the heavens and what to do with it. All right, so I hope to see you guys there. I would love to have some firmly established earth energy Capricorns in the class as well. All right, so I'm going to share the picture of the sky with you so you know what we're dealing with, and I'll pull it up and move the chart around the circle for those of you who are learning astrology or want to understand it visually as well. March the 1st to the 8th. Oh, in the description box below my video is the code Venus15 to get a discount when you sign up. If you forget to use it, I'm not going to go back and fix it. So just figure it out. Know how to put a code and hit the apply button. Venus15 on the description box below, and the links to sign up for the course and the curriculum as well is all in the description links box below. And if you don't know how to cast your chart in whole sign houses or what your rising sign is, also look under the more button and you'll find all that information as well for free. Now look, this is a sky that you can see there is a huge focus on the 3rd house when we have a stellium opening up the month of March, but also at the end of the month. And this kind of rare stellium, especially on the 27th of the month, is going to be once in a lifetime. So in that sense, there's a huge focus on your 3rd house already as March begins. And the 3rd house has a lot to do with things involving travel, siblings, especially the younger one below you, aunts and cousins and uncles and nieces and nephews, travel, usually a short distance, writing and communicating, marketing and selling. And sometimes your work, if you work in marketing and selling, and the social media landscape as well. So it's a busy house and there's a busy sky there. So you just want to notice that. But add to that the eclipse energy. And that's what's most important this month. We have eclipses going through our sky in Virgo and in the sign of Aries. So we're going to break it down in a chronological way, but just know that particularly the Aries eclipse, particularly at the end of March, has the potential to ignite a relocation of your residence, not necessarily in the month of March, but incite the beginning of a move that could be unfolding over the 6 months that follow March 29th eclipse. Now let's break down the first week of March. On March the 1st to the 8th, the sun will square. This is opportunity. There's an opportunity on March the 1st and 2nd as the sun will square Jupiter. This is like an opportunity connected to the word livelihood and work, and then travel, or livelihood, work, and job, and local neighborhood, or livelihood, work, and job, and online world, or livelihood, work, and job, and teaching, learning, marketing, and selling. So it looks like an opportunity because it's a square. There is a time in which there's a urgency around actions and decisions connected to this opportunity. And if there's any sense of hesitation, trust Jupiter. He's direct motion in your house of livelihood and work through to June the 9th. And he will bring you golden opportunities, not just any old opportunity. And he's in a whole sign, beautiful flow to the god of riches, Pluto, in the house of money. So this is a window between now and June where a lot of you can end up in a new job. And because of the eclipse in your 4th house, probably requiring a residential relocation for some of you. Mercury will co-join Neptune and that North node in a triple conjunction on March 1st and 2nd. Destined, dreamy, dreams come true, golden, forward momentum, connected to opportunities, connected to growth and expansion, and maybe travel. Mercury is the news god, the information, the phone calls, the texts, and the emails, the negotiations as well. Because of a stellium here, and if there's Jupiter in your 12th, the job thing is big for you guys, but it might require to travel for an interview, or the job itself requires travel, or there might be some kind of indication, especially with the retrograde Venus and Mercury in Pisces, we'll get to that in a minute, that some of this job opportunity will be coming from your past, from people you've known in former places of employment or work settings. Otherwise, there may be some opportunity here for some creative project to do with websites and writing connected to work and work matters. Well, Mercury sextiles Pluto on the 5th of March. Mercury slides across the border and he now enters into the next sign, which is Aries. And this means that he's now looking over at Pluto on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th of March. And this could end up looking like a financial situation with contracts, negotiations, and deals. This can also look like a matter of possessing something to do with land, home, property, and real estate. Now, Mercury here is going to retrograde, so nothing is firmly established. It might be conversations or information or news about a possible real estate purchase or sale, or rental purchase or rental property opportunity because of Jupiter's placement. Okay. I don't think that the 5th is everything because of retrogradation forthcoming. We'll get to that in the middle of the month. It's a stop and start process, and it might require a lot of back and forth negotiating, especially with Mars in the house of business partnerships and contracts, a lot of negotiation, a lot of conversation. So something might be emerging here, but it might not be fully established yet. On the 7th and the 8th of the month, the Sun and Mars will be in a beautiful trine of opportunity and expansion. Now, Mars is in the house of the legal contracts, deals, and partnerships of all kinds, business and love, and he is flowing to the Sun in the house of travel. For example, traveling with a significant relationship partner, or they're traveling to see you, or travel plans connected to business opportunities. Now, Mars has been in your 7th house of significant relationship, September, October. Then he retrograded back into here January 6th, went direct on February 26th. Therefore, there's a lot of separation from or changes going on in the life of your significant other or in the relationship with someone important to you. But when it comes to the business partnership dealings, especially with Sun-Saturn energy in the 3rd house, there may be a great opportunity for some business negotiation involving travel or involving marketing, selling, and communicating projects going on for you around the time of this beautiful trine on the 7th and 8th of the month. On March the 8th to the 14th, there is a big event of the Sun and Saturn co-joining. Now, Sun-Saturn co-joining in Pisces together in your 3rd house happened in the spring of 2003 and the spring of 2024. 23, and 24. And then this is the last one for the next 30 years. So Sun says career and purpose and light and truth and wisdom to some degree, like solar energy is good for like the clarifying principle, shining a light here. Saturn is what do you want to do that lasts and endures, and destined North Node, ways and dreams come true. So there's something that wants to happen in a concert with the Sun-Saturn combination. Saturn is a realist. Saturn is sober-minded. Saturn is reliable. It's got a backbone, even in Pisces. And the sun is shining a light on what you can do that's reasonable, reliable, realistic, to do with maybe travel, maybe to do with relationship because of Mars, right? Maybe there's geographical issues with you and a partner. And so the sun can be sober-minded realism because it's a bright, bold light on what is realistic, but it can also involve in the workspace some kind of opportunity from somebody that you know. And again, we're going to say the past, and you might have an opportunity for a new job or a new work situation emerging. And now you're looking at the realistic details, what you can actually do with that, what is worth it to you? Is it worth it? Does it have the right structure for you? And as this happens, there's a surprise or unexpected part of it, because we also see Uranus, the god of the unexpected, involved. Now he's in a consulting entrepreneurial house. And so again, maybe it's a consulting job, but he's also in the house of your children. He's also in the house of sexual and romantic love. And there may be an unexpected opportunity for a leisure trip or a romance trip or a relationship trip. Something as simple as that, maybe to solidify a relationship, March the 8th to the 14th, with a focus on the 11th to the 13th. There is the possibility, especially as we go forward, I'm going to bring us to the right timetable, to the 11th to the 13th. There we go. Around that time, there is the possibility of some financial luck. Uranus is in the house of good fortune and speculative luck. A stock takes off, you win a lottery ticket. And because the moon is flowing to Uranus from the house of Lakshmi, wealth and luck, a lucky financial break may be emerging in your life or your partner in love or business's life that allows for some breakthroughs for you connected to the themes of work and travel and work and job and career. And ninth house matters, destined change, fated change, but luck financially. Some caps will have a spate of luck here on their financial front that feels like a windfall or a lucky break. Likely most obvious to you on the 11th to the 13th of the month. Now, the 14th of the month is at eclipse, and the total lunar eclipse is at 23 Virgo, and it happens to be beautifully placed in a trine to that lucky break. Did you win the lottery? Did a stock take off? Did you place a bet on a horse race? I don't know, because it takes destined Lakshmi luck. Now, the lunar eclipse that's a ninth house energy, goddess Lakshmi. It happens to be a total blood moon eclipse, and it's lighting up your ninth house in this way with the south node for the first time since 2006, 7, and 8, like eclipse cycles back then. This would be most equivalent to the spring of 2007. And so with a full moon eclipse showing you something by the eerie blood red moon that you need to see, it will be very revelatory as well. What do you need to see? And it can be about past lives. It could be about karmic situations. It could be about third marriages. It could be about travel and visas and passports. It could be about higher education and learning. It could be about legal and court matters. What do you need to see more clearly? And Mars is going to go from your 7th to your 8th house of shared resources, and legal matters are involved in this eclipse. So legal matters around spousal support, alimony, palimony, or visas and travel and marriage. These are things that are being revealed to you off of the eclipse that will be very intense. But also, it's not about March the 14th. It's about anything that happens a month before and up to 6 months after, or along the lines of the themes I've just delineated. So that could also open up a job opportunity in unexpected and fortunate ways connected to foreign lands and foreign shores, for example. Venus and Mercury are retrograding. And that's important. We're going to start with Mercury, and then we'll talk about Venus this month. On the 15th of March, Mercury will head retrograde. And what he's been doing is important. First, let's understand the backdrop of this retrograde cycle. Mercury entered into Aries on March the 3rd. And that means he entered the house of real estate, land, property, home, domestic, private life. Have you been having ideas? Have you been thinking about things? Have you been communicating with your mom? Have you been writing and communicating from home? Have you been thinking about marketing or selling or merchandising property? March the 3rd. On March the 15th, Mercury now says, oh, I got to rethink things. I'm going to go backwards in the house of home and real estate and property and everything I've just mentioned. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to think about the past. And that for a lot of you, that could be a recalibration of your childhood wounds, your family of origin, your mother wounds, everything about your childhood in general. And as he goes backwards on March 15th, by March 30th, he crosses into your 3rd house. And that's the travel house. That's the communicating, writing, marketing, and selling house. And then by April the 7th, he turns direct in that same house. There's something about having to pull something from the past connected to mom or childhood or family of origin or property and land and even legacy wealth, and then drag it into the 3rd house of travel, communications, writing, whatever. There's two things trying to connect to each other. What not to do when Mercury's retrograde on March the 15th to the 7th of April is buy a house, commit to a new rental opportunity, as a landlord or a leasee, or travel somewhere and don't expect disruptions, especially March 30th to April 7th, travel disruptions are likely. But again, some of this stuff involves a trine to Mars and therefore things to do with negotiations, deals, and legal contracts or long-term love and travel are very all twisted and tied together. If you do travel when Mercury's retrograde, and you may, between March the 30th and April 7th, make sure it's a place you have traveled to before, and it's usually somewhat domestic, at least within your same continent or within your same country. Now we're going to talk about Venus. Venus entered into the sign of Aries on February the 4th. This is your 4th house: pleasure in the home, beauty in the home, friends in the home, love in the home, cooking in the home, designing the home, decorating the home, beautiful possessions in the home. And then on March the 1st, still in your 4th house, she retrogrades, and she's squaring your 7th house of long-term love, and she's squaring your ascendant. And this makes pivotal choices and decisions very important around long-term committed love stories. During her retrograde, you're going to reflect on the past. You might look back to former relationships, and you might also look back to things from your childhood that impact how relationships have turned out for you, especially your mother relationship. And this is going to be a story that you're investigating from March the 1st to the 27th. On the 27th, she slides into your 3rd house of travel and trips. And if you want to travel, especially for love or lucky money opportunities, you can do that, especially if you've traveled there before. And as she's retrograding in the house of travel and learning and teaching and online world, things from the past and people from the past in those areas of your life will return to you. Connections to aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, and siblings from the past return to you. March the 27th to April 12th. On April 12th, she heads direct in your 3rd house. On April 7th, Mercury heads direct. Perfect time to sign the contract, sign the lease, buy the property, travel where you need to go, consolidate a business partnership, consolidate the relationship or not, because Mars is still trying to choose whether this relationship, if you have one, is right for you. If you're looking for a relationship, then Venus in your 3rd house, when she's in direct motion in particular, can be very auspicious for a new relationship to start. And that time frame, again, would be March 27th to April 12th. Go April 12th, add 3 weeks. When she's retrograding, March 27th to April 12th, any old relationships from the past may be reunited if it involves emails, phone calls, texts, or travel. And that may be an auspicious reignition or going back over an old relationship and talking to that person, communicating, emailing, or whatever, in order to finish it or to close it down in a proper way so that all the loose ends are tied up. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the second half of the month. And I just need a little bit of water, so I'll be right back. All right, so here's part 2 of this session. I got the water in hand, and here we go. So I want you to know that the energy of the second half of the month is very positive. I mean, yes, we have eclipses, and we have to pay attention to those eclipses, but it has a vibe that I really like for getting things done in a sustained way. And on the 14th to the 22nd of the month, that part of the sky offers up the following themes. One of the things I like about this time, the 14th to the 22nd, is the Sun and Neptune come together in your third house. And this is going to, with the North Node, around the 19th, 20th, well, the 20th, 21st, light up some 19th, 20th, 18th, 19th, 20th, light up something that would look a little bit like clarity around some confusion that may have to do with trips, travel, siblings, cousins, and maybe matters to do with projects and marketing and selling, etc. But the Sun is going to be like a flashlight into some of the confusion that Neptune can often bring us. So you kind of have a clear seeing, a clear knowing, a clear light showing you the way. And don't forget, North Node suggests destined change anyway. That's going to stabilize things in your life, and it can be stabilizing your work life because of the square to Jupiter. So we're looking for that opportunity to see things more clearly around the time of the 18th to 20th. This is roughly at the same time, more like the 21st and 22nd. We'll get a beautiful flow between Venus and the planet Pluto. Venus is sitting in your fourth house. Pluto is in your third. This energy can open up some kind of wealth yoga, financial gain, or financial goodness connected to your home, property, land, and real estate. Again, Jupiter in the sixth can bring also rental property and real estate into the story. Powerful opportunities coming from women in the home or domestically, close to home, in your home. Pluto is about your values, your self-worth in the second house, and your values that came from your childhood, and a transformation around your values around wealth and money. But if we get very simple, Venus is money and Pluto is wealth, and there's a wealth jolt that's positive and easy and flowing around the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of the month. And then Mercury does the same thing around the 24th of the month. He also operates in a sextile to Pluto. And that means that something that comes through as maybe a lucky financial opportunity connected to home, property, real estate, and legacy wealth and family of origin money then connects to negotiations, phone calls, emails, or text messages, or something like that, to get the negotiations and the communications flowing. So we got a lot of that vibe there for really 21st to the 26th of the month between both Venus and Mercury from the fourth house to the second house. You can also purchase something under this. It's going to be costly or wealthy, expensive, precious, to do with something you need in and from your home. And this can also include the sale of a car, or the purchase of a car, the sale of a property, or the purchase of a property. With Venus and Mercury retrograde, this is connected to deals from the past, or things that you had considered selling in the past and now you may sell. And it could be the sofa, it could be, the house, it could be the home. I mean, it could be the, what do you call the thing, the car you own, that kind of stuff. And this is all the 20th to the 24th or 5th of the month of March. Now, when we go to the 24th to the 31st, two long-term transits, like long, not term, but long duration transits are happening with each other at the same time. Saturn's involved in both of them. First of all, 24th to the 31st, Saturn is sextiling Uranus. Now, Saturn brings stability and Uranus brings the unexpected. But Uranus is in the house of luck and money luck and unexpected fortune, but also in the house of your children, also in the house of things to do with romantic love. And there's a surprise or something unexpected, or consulting, an entrepreneurial opportunity. And it also connects to, of course, Saturn. What is real? What is reliable? What is realistic? And it could be an unexpected leisure travel opportunity, an unexpected travel opportunity connected to your children, an unexpected development with one of your children that just surprises you. And yet it's such a long transit. So it's not a one day, one off. The 24th to the 31st, this continues to be a felt thing, where you really feel there's some kind of enervation. You might even feel it as early as the 20th. And so as we move along here, we see that finally Saturn is going to kind of really seal the deal on the unexpected. That'll be taking us down to March the 28th. March the 20th. really, the 20th, 21st to April the 7th is a sustained and long-lasting, beautiful flow of energy between Mars and Saturn. Mars is the god of action and decisions, and he's in your house of significant business and love partnerships. And he is also flowing to Saturn, who says endurance, persistence, stability. So it could stabilize a long-term love relationship. It may involve travel. It could stabilize a business partnership. It could involve travel. It could stabilize enduring gains in some area. Like you could be working really hard to meet the demands of an audience, a marketplace, a client, a customer. But whatever is going on, it's very paced. It's very stable. It's very reasonable here. You know, Saturn is the ruler of your money house and also your sign. And so whatever's going on here can be very positive for you in destined ways, and it can increase your wealth. So it's enduring and sustained positive, lucky opportunity flow, the 20th of March to April the 7th. Last but not least is the Aries eclipse. It is the last eclipse in Aries. We will not have another one for 18 years with this kind of arrangement. The eclipse is going to occur in the house of home and property and real estate. It's also connected to travel and neighbors and changes of neighborhood. Some of you are definitely looking at this eclipse that's going to occur on the 29th of March, at a month before and up to 6 months later. And for some of you, it is going to be a relocation opportunity. You may be moving because of this eclipse. And if you do move in the 6 months that follow, the eclipse reveals to you why you're moving, and it shows that it helps to completely heal that chironic wound about where your true home is and where you belong, and your mother wound and your childhood wounds, and being at home in your own self. And that is shifting also from the April 8th eclipse, but now it's shifting in a way that also invites in travel, neighborhood changes, connections to aunts, uncles, cousins, and siblings. Mars is in the house of a sibling 3 older than you, and Saturn, Neptune, North Node, and all that stuff is in the house of a sibling 1 younger than you. So there's a lot of sibling stories that can be highly activated during this eclipse cycle as well. But the eclipse in the 4th house, you know, with Mars in the 7th, major changes are coming through your life in terms of business partnerships and long-term love relationships. And they may involve rehoming, residential changes, and relocations, especially to a new zone of neighborhood, or travel and move connected to work. That's what I've got for you guys. And if your relationship isn't working out for you, because Mars will go into the house of shared resources mid-April to mid-June, which would look like the beginning of, you know, you get the sofa, I get the dog, that kind of conversation. But whatever is happening here is in the hands of destiny and fate. And so I wish you the very best, Capricorns, as this energy goes through your sky. I do like the lucky Algol star in the house of good fortune with Uranus, and such a beautiful flow to Saturn, stabilizing your good fortunes in the month of March and into April. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to see you in my Venus class. And thanks for being a part of my channel. And if you haven't subscribed and you're a regular, please try subscribing. I'm trying to grow this channel, and that's one of the biggest things you can do is hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much.